Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Leus. It is so nice to meet you guys. So if you're watching this video, this is my welcome back to school video, and I'm going to go through my back to school slideshow for you. Please keep in mind that we do have a time in the future that will be coming up in a couple weeks where I will be holding a Zoom for parents if you guys have any additional questions so that we can have that time where I can at least see you over Zoom and answer some questions. So for now, please sit back and enjoy as I go through this slideshow. And if your kiddo is with you, I think that's great so they can also get just an introduction to what this school year will be about. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Let's see, present. All right, so welcome to 5th grade. My name is Mrs. Leus. Here's a picture of my son and my dog. They are the joy of my life. My husband and I just have one son. So a little bit about my education. I graduated from William Jessup with a master's in teaching. I've been teaching here at Sierra specifically for 5 years. When I'm not working, my favorite thing to do is really just spending time with my family. And another activity that I love to do that gets me outside is paddleboarding. I love to paddleboard out on Folsom Lake or the river, and of course, coffee. So as we start this school year, I think it was really important to let you guys know what my mission was for the school year, as distance learning and everything that's going on is going to make it a little bit different. So first, I want to make sure that learning can still be fun, and I want to create an online environment that will meet your child's needs, where students are free to be themselves and still succeed. And 5th grade is a really big year at Sierra, and I think that's just why it's such a special grade, and I love that I'm a part of it, is because we are preparing them for that next big step, which is going to middle school. And I still always want to make a positive impact on their lives and their education. So there was a welcome letter that was sent home in the mail yesterday, which would have been Wednesday. And so I hope you guys got it. It was just kind of another way to say, hi, how are you? I'm so happy to be your teacher. So I hope you got those. And if not, I can get you one when I see you at conferences. Okay, so what do we need to do so we're ready for this school year? There's going to be lots of things that we need to get in place, because we're not going to be in the classroom. We'll be at home in our distance learning classroom environment. So it's really important to get some things set up and ready so that it can be a successful first week back. So it's really important that your student has a place at home where they're going to have their online class every day. Because they're on a Chromebook, you need to make sure that it's on a hard surface. So if I have a child who is doing class, especially when we're Zooming and the whole class is present, or I'm pulling them, I don't want them to be laying down on their bed or the couch. They need to be sitting up as if they were in class so that I know that they're in the best environment and they're ready to learn. Obviously, outside of Zoom, when they're just doing some activities on their own, obviously they can make the choice where they want to be, but during Zoom, I will ask that they are somewhere with a desk or a place at a table where they can sit and participate. All of the materials will be coming home at conferences, and they just need to make sure that they have those with them every day. They will be utilized every day during the week. And so if your child's going to be moving places, maybe from home to home, or might be at somewhere else, or might be at your work, make sure they have all that stuff with them. And so they could always, still have a backpack and keep all their materials in there. Because it's distance learning, if they lose something, it's going to be difficult for me to get them a replacement, because I won't know the next time I'll be able to see you guys and give you more materials. So attendance will be taken throughout the day, and I hope that makes parents a little bit more at ease, as I will be checking in with them throughout the day, and I will call them Zoom check-ins or check-outs. That's for me to make sure they're back on Zoom after break, back on Zoom after lunch, and that they were working on all their work throughout the day when they do their check-out. So because of that, your child will need to be able to get off of the Zoom, do some work, and then know what time to join us back. I will reiterate that when I'm with them on the Zoom, but once they log off, I'm not going to be able to remind them. So it's really important that they have like a clock or whatever device it is that shows them the time. That'll be really helpful to remind them. And of course, if I'm missing someone, I will try and get in contact with that student and send them an email. So your child will get breaks during the day, which is going to be really important during distance learning because I don't want them staring at a screen all day. They need to get up, walk around, use the restroom, step outside, whatever the environment is at home for them. I want them to get up and move. So those breaks will be happening. It's really important, and I'm requiring that childs are wearing earbuds or headphones the entire time while we are live teaching. So if I'm directing and teaching, or we're doing a Zoom in the morning for a morning meeting, they have to have earbuds in. We will provide the earbuds. Our district has them for you. If your child wants to use their own, they're absolutely okay to do so. Your child will be given many items again at conferences, so they'll have everything they need. And if you do miss the conference, you do need to let me or the office know because we need to figure out a time to schedule for you to come pick up the materials for your child so that they can start learning on Monday. All right, so communication is going to be so important as distance learning is difficult. We won't get to see each other in person. And my hours are regular hours, but if I'm in the middle of teaching, I won't be able to answer every single question that comes in. So here are some important tools about communication. So you'll need to email me if you have a question during the day. If it's a main technology problem and I'm not there to be able to assist you right at that moment, or if it's a technology problem above my knowledge of how to fix it, the district office has a tech department and you can definitely contact them and ask them. Every important information about anything is going to be provided online. So if there's a important date coming up, such as another date for you to come pick up the next few weeks of stuff, or if I need to change something, or if I'm giving an announcement from Sierra School, it's going to be on my Google website. My Google website has everything on it, and I will get more into that later. All right, so moving on. Attendance. If for any reason your child's not going to participate or be on distance learning class, you need to let the office know. So even though your child's at home, for attendance, if you know your child will not be participating the next day or even the day of, you need to call the office and talk to Miss Cynthia, who does the attendance. If you email me, hey, just letting you know, I'm going to just forward that email to Cynthia. So it's much easier and fewer steps if you just call the office and let them know ahead of time. If for some reason, it was a last minute thing, your child's not feeling well or whatever the case is, of course you can let me know. But I will be taking attendance throughout the day to make sure your child's doing what they need. You will get to see my notes on your child's daily attendance, and I will show what that looks like in just a second. I will be sharing that with you at conferences, and it'll be an Excel sheet, and I have designed it so you can see your daily students' attendance. Were they participating? And any comments I might need to make, maybe about behavior or that your child was on time all the time, and that's something to celebrate. So you guys will get that. And more importantly, if your child's not feeling well, please don't stress. Everything will be okay, and I just want them to feel better because that is the most important part. Okay, so what are we going to be teaching this year, especially during distance learning? So I call them our class values instead of calling them rules. I like to call them values. So we're going to be teaching and practicing how to be kind, be respectful, do your best. And I underline your because every child has a different version of their best. And I want them to have fun while learning. And then the most important part is that I will do my best to remind kids, but because I'm running a class with 30 students all at once, it's important that you and your child review what the protocols are and expectations are that were given from the district, just to make sure that everyone is on the same page and we're all being appropriate and respectful while we're doing online teaching. So my behavior expectations is that when we are online, we are focusing on responsibility, which is going to be a big part of kids now needing to be more responsible to work on their own at home. And just to be kind so that there's no bullying online or anything like that that's going on. I'm going to do my best to make sure that our class is aware so that we can just have a really good, safe environment for our kids online, because I know that is very different than them being in the classroom with me. So it's important that they follow these rules, especially during our Zoom and anything we do online. If there's a repeated issue, And if I address it and it still isn't being fixed, or the child is not learning how to make a better choice, at that point, I will definitely let you know by making a comment on our shared Excel sheet that I will show you. And or I will send you an email. So that way we can talk, have a plan, and we can address it further. And please remember that the Excel sheets about behavior and attendance, I've made it so that when I share it with the parent, only you, me, and the student are able to view it. So it's very private. It's just between us. And let's talk about the heart of fifth grade. So I really think that social emotional learning and our mental health is going to be very, very important. Academics is just as important, but I'm really going to try and focus on what I'm going to call the heart of fifth, and what I want my kids and my students to be working on and practicing because of the all the changes that are going on. So again, we're going to focus on really fun team building activities, and you'll see on our schedule later that that is all they're focusing on in the morning part of Mondays. Mondays are going to be different, and we'll get more into that later. But we'll be having a short morning meeting Tuesday through Friday. So we're still going to do all these social emotional learning, growth mindset, setting goals, talking about what kindness is every morning. And so other things we'll be talking about is empathy and, again, growth mindset and what that looks like, and how students can still practice that at home doing distance learning, and online when we're doing, tasks online, and beyond school, how they are at home. So what's a typical day going to be like? So because we are doing full-time distance learning every day, we're actually going to go through a schedule that's really similar to how it would be in class as far as what we're teaching and when. So every day we'll have a morning meeting. We will jump right into math. Then we'll get a short break. We'll go into language arts and have lunch, then follow that with grammar, social studies, or science, depending on the unit that we're currently on. And then I hold virtual office hours at the end of the day, so that if a student has a question, they can come on and ask me, and that's going to be a real responsibility piece for students to reach out to me, as I'm not there with them at their desk. And in addition, if I know that someone's struggling, that's my time to pull a student on a Zoom and just work with them on whatever they need. So it really allows that time for me to help your child. A more detailed schedule is going to be on the website that I will show you. So here's the schedule, okay? So this is very brief, and if anything needs to change, as this is all new to us, please don't stress. This is posted not only in your child's binder that they'll get from me, but it's also on the classroom website. So you'll see it. You don't need to memorize it or print it off. I've already done that for you. So I just want to go through this. So as you can see, every morning is our Zoom. We have a big block for math, where specifically first I'll be teaching, they'll be watching, they'll be practicing, and then I'll be meeting with small groups throughout the day with math and language arts. That allows me to not only focus on a specific skill, but then I'm grouping my students to meet their needs. So it'll be really, really good that we are able to have that still throughout the day. So I'm not going to go through all these because I printed them and they're in your binder and they're posted online, but it just tells you a little bit more detail about each of the parts of our day so that you know what to expect and what we'll be doing in class. So here it is our classroom website. So if I ever say go to the class website, go to my website, this is what I'm talking about. It's your daily go-to spot. So it should be checked daily by students and often by parents, because that's my form of communication as far as announcements and tasks and assignments and videos I need your child to watch. It's essentially my newsletter online, since I will not be sending home a paper one every week or every month. It'll just be online. And so it's really important for students and parents to go through that. I will go through it with students and help them practice navigating it and finding what they need, but I still want them to practice that with you at home too. There's multiple pages on it, and I'm actually going to open it right now so that you guys can see what that looks like. So I'm going to press exit here, and I'm going to go ahead and go to our classroom website. Sorry, I just need to get here. So here we are, and then I'm going to go to the website version. What's great about this is that it's viewable, obviously, on a computer, a tablet, a phone, whatever the case might be. So I'm not going to go through it detail by detail. I have another video that I will send to you guys, and it'll actually be on this website that'll go through detail with a fine-tooth comb about all the information that's on this website. But I just have a little bit of an introduction about this year with my contacts, so that's a really important one. My email is right here, so be sure that you have that, and you'll be getting emails from me if needed, and so that way you're familiar with it. There's a table of contents to just kind of help you navigate just the homepage. There's some more information about me. This is going to be posted. So this video that you're watching right now, if you want to watch it again, I'm actually going to post it right here. So it'll be there for you all year. This is a parent survey that parents will be filling out on their own. It's actually the parent survey I usually print, but now it's online. So you'll just click that and it'll be a link and it'll take you straight to a Google form where you will fill out a survey for me, and it'll help me just get to know you and your child a little bit more. I might put some important reminders, as we're learning through this distance learning process. If I see that there's a hiccup that keeps happening, I might put a reminder on there. Or if I keep getting the same question from parents, I might just put the answer right on this page. Here are the important dates. I will let you know when we can get a new pickup for material. It's all going to be determined when we get to September. And then this one is really important. So these are the resources that we'll be using just for my class. Students might be familiar with Clever. Clever is accessed through the Placerville District website, and they go to student resources. But other than that, all of these resources, my goal is for your child to practice logging on and using them before school starts, or at least during that first week, because they will have some downtime because I'm not assigning homework. The only homework I might recommend is to read, but because they're doing so much work during the day, there will be no homework after 3. I'm not assigning or grading homework. So they have all this downtime. This would be a great time for them to come on here that first week, especially, and just practice getting on and learning how to get on there. So as you can see, I still need to update it because I'm not finished yet, but all of these websites are going to be used, and all your login information was printed for you in your binder. So you guys have that. So I do want to show you over here on the left all of these classroom pages. So you'll see what are the steps. So getting started, as we get used to this type of schedule, I listed step by step, just kind of a basic, this is what your child needs to do to be successful every day, what they need to do. Whenever we're Zooming, anytime I'm Zooming and teaching, there's one link. They just click this one every single time and they will be able to find me. I'll be on here. I think that this one, they're all important, but this one is pretty detailed, and I'm going to really help students navigate it the first 2 weeks of school during distance learning. You will find what we're doing today. So this is the date, and it says what we're doing every part of the day. During math stations, every child will be assigned a group, and you'll be able to see what group they are. So if I was in group C on Thursday, I know that I'm meeting with Mrs. Leus. If I was group C on Wednesday, I know I'm going to be doing at your desk work. So that will be there. And then if I was at my desk on Wednesday, here's what it tells you to do. So this is a lot, and it's going to take a while for us to get our students used to it, but trust me, I'm going to train them, and it'll all be right here. And then same thing for daily force. So we have a schedule of when I see them and what they should be doing, and then specifics on what tasks they should be doing during that station. And then anytime on the task list, which would be up here, if it tells them to watch a video, the video will be posted down here. So let's say I ask them to watch my math lesson on YouTube, it would be posted right here. So, and notice it says today, so it's not going to have a ton of videos. It's only going to have the ones needed for the actual day of. So just to make it simpler on our kids as they're looking for it. And then again, here's another image of our schedule that you guys have. So I want to make sure that I support students, especially our kids who might be finished early. So I have a done early with assignments page. This is so important so that if it's 11 o'clock and lunch is not for another half hour or hour, and they know they're done with their assignment at home, what do? So this is the done early with assignments page, and I will teach this to students, but I wanted you to know that I am supporting those kids so that they have meaningful things to do if they finish early. And then if you want to know by subject and standard what we're teaching during the month, I have it listed here under a peek at what we're learning. So I hope that this makes you happy knowing, I know it makes me happy knowing that I have a go-to spot with everything so that it's not confusing. And it will, as long as you practice going on there with your kid, and I will during the first, however many weeks it takes, I think that they will be ready to go. At least during distance learning, this is what we'll need. Okay, you guys, so let's go ahead and get back to my slideshow. Let's go present. Okay, so I just went through the classroom website. I know that's long, so I'm going to kind of zoom through this quickly. So what's going to happen during the day when I'm teaching? So we're going to have our classroom online. So I will be Zooming with kids every day, as well as attendance. Then they will be watching pre-recorded lessons because they need to watch a pre-recorded lesson while I'm doing something else with other kids so that they're still learning, but it will just be pre-recorded. Expectation is that they're on Zoom on time. Otherwise, I'm marking them absent if they're not there. And I will try and get a hold of them through email, but obviously I can't phone call them because I'm teaching. So, and the expectation really is that they're just doing their best. And just so you know, my Zooms are going to be recorded. They're recorded for purposes only of, I need to go back and see maybe, so-and-so, were they struggling? Or we need to go back and check. I marked someone absent, but maybe they actually were there and I made a mistake. So that's why they will be recorded. They won't be posted anywhere. It'll be mainly in a file where if we need to go look at it, we can, okay? Okay, so learning online. Your kids will have access to so many amazing resources that they've already done, including a new one that we're doing called Epic for reading. It's awesome. It's like an online library. So all of these are available for your child. They'll get all their login information and they'll be good to go. Your material pickup. So at conferences, you guys are going to get all of these items. I'm going to go through them at conferences, so I'm not going to really go through this page. They will have daily classwork. So back to what are kids going to be doing? Again, they'll be watching me teach either live or pre-recorded, and then they'll go on the website and look at what their assignment is, and then they'll have the assignment either online or in front of them in their binder, and they're going to do it. So there is daily learning, daily check-ins. So I'm not going to go through all the details, but I just want you to know that if you're concerned, if your child really struggles with math, how am I doing math online? And you guys can read through this, but I will be going through math, all the standards, just like we would if we were in class, as well as with language arts. We will be reading and we will be using Epic. Again, I talked about that a little bit ago. Epic is like an online library. It's the most amazing resource I've ever used. And so we'll be doing that. We'll still be doing writing. We will have kids be writing every day because I don't want them to just be on their Chromebook typing all day. They need to still practice penmanship and get that practice of writing using a pencil. We'll have grammar every day afternoon, and then science and social studies will teeter-totter. We're going to start out the year with social studies, and it's going to be a lot of fun activities for them to be working on home, and then we'll have some online teaching too for them. So how will your child be graded as far as participation? So I think the most important part as we are all learning how to do this distance learning is as long as they show up and they're trying, I think that's awesome. And then as far as, okay, I want to know how my child did with chapter 1 in math, I will be doing online assessments for them, and you will have access to that by logging onto their account and looking at how they did. If it's something that you can't go online and look at, then it'll be put into that Google Excel sheet where you can see how they're doing. If I know that someone's struggling with something, I will reach out to you and, of course, be working with your child. I want to send out class rewards because I do a lot of rewards in class for positive behavior and meeting goals. So my head was spinning on how to do this. So if your child is going above and beyond, or they met a goal, or I know that they're trying really, really hard, or anything at all that's positive, I want to reward them. So you might be getting something in the mail. I'll just mail it to the address that's on Aries, and it might be a certificate or a quote or a congratulations, or maybe something that I can mail, such as a pre-wrapped piece of candy or a new pencil. But I'm going to be doing that. So if you get mail from me, that's what it is. When we talk about report cards, that's way in the future, in a few months. We'll get more into that later, but just know that it will be online. So how will I celebrate birthdays? So we will sing during our morning meeting if someone has a birthday. And of course, if they don't want to, we don't have to. I'll ask them first. And if your birthday is in the coming month, at the end of the previous month, I will be sending out to the mail as well birthday certificates for your child. So look out for those. So other activities that we'll be doing to make it more fun, just to keep this as fun as we can, because I know it's so different for all of us. I'm going to be doing theme days. These theme days will be listed on our website. So it might be Crazy Hair Day. It might be Show and Tell, an item, or if you have a pet you want to have us all meet, it might be Crazy Sock Day, Crazy Hat Day. Request your favorite song, because I play songs during our morning meeting, anything like that, just to keep it fun for us. So as your teacher, I just want you to know that I'm going to do my best to communicate and be organized. I think organization is the key to running a classroom, and so I'm going to do my best at that and make sure that you guys know what's going on, and that's why that website I created is really important. So what I need parents to do is to show up, if you can, at conferences to get everything, go through my to-do list that I put inside your binder, your child's binder, and then just get comfortable with that space at home with your kid of where they'll be doing their learning every day. And then if you can fill out that parent survey, that would be really helpful as well. If you have any questions, you can send me an email. If you prefer to chat over the phone, I also love talking over the phone. I just think it's more personal and I can hear the tone of your voice. And so if you'd rather talk on the phone, I'm happy with that, but just send me an email so we can set up that phone conference and get that going. So that is the end of my welcome back to school video. And if you guys need anything, let me know. I really am just so happy that you are going to be a part of this class, and I have high hopes for the future as far as when we'll be able to come back as a full classroom, because obviously seeing your kids in person is so much more meaningful, but I am going to do my best to make it the same experience online. All right, you guys, I look forward to meeting you at your conferences, and I'll talk to you soon.